Good morning and welcome to Exiles TV. Glad to have you along with us. That is actually, I guess it's now afternoon officially. Glad to have you along with us. I'm Bill Profita, Kevin Gallagher out, probably back in a couple weeks. Still recuperating from his cancer treatments. His prognosis is excellent as far as the cancer goes. The treatments, however, a lot of pain in the aftermath. And I want to share with you that he is feeling better, doing better. A great many people have asked if there's anything they can do. You know, when you have cancer, even one that looks like it's going to be successfully taken care of, there is a lot of out-of-pocket medical expense. And Mr. Gallagher, Kevin, does have that. You can go to his Facebook page. He has a GoFundMe page operating, where if you'd like to help him with some of his out-of-pocket, non-reimbursed medical expenses, it would be a lovely thing to do. Also, there are a group of us that are going to put together some sort of more organized fundraiser sometime in the next couple weeks, and we will keep you advised of that as well as we get a little further down the road. Boy, I'll tell you what. We cannot get away from this rain. So we're going to talk about everybody in our viewing area, from Acadiana all the way through the river parishes, all the way down to New Orleans and the Mississippi border. So that's just about 22 parishes, just about all of the state below I-10, and a tiny little bit of it above I-10. This rain is going to continue. It looks like we are actually going to have a chance of rain in our entire viewing area over 50% for the next 7 days. Now, if you remember, we had that same percentage of rain for the previous 7 days. Now, they are not calling for anything exceptionally unmanageable, but they are saying there is still a possibility for what they call localized heavy rainfall, and what a lot of the weather forecasters are now calling these bullseyes. When you see the weather forecast on TV or when you look at the radar, you see these little patches. You know, they look like little bullseyes. And they are deep red and deep purple, and that indicates very, very heavy rainfall. And ask the people in New Orleans East, where I-10 got flooded yesterday. For about 2 hours, it was unpassable. Ask the people in Gonzales, Louisiana, in Ascension Parish, that had 2 feet of water in the street and in their yards, and some of them had water that came into their home because of one bullseye that only lasted about 60 minutes, but which dumped 5.5 inches of rain. So the only good news in this forecast that we have for the next several days is we're not going to get into the 90s, as is customary this particular time of year. We will have mid-80s for our highs, but we still have a marginal flood risk because the probability of rain is so high. Today, we are going to be looking at rain chances in the 60 to 70% range, increased cloud cover and rainfall as we get more into the afternoon. And that is for, again, Acadiana, the river parishes, the Florida parishes, the New Orleans area. Everybody's going to have that. As we look a little further down, the only time our chance of rain daily in the next 10 days drops below 50% is this coming Saturday. But as they are quick to point out, as they are doing the weather predictions, that is subject to change. Now, Tropical Storm Elsa, soon once again to be Hurricane Elsa, is not going to be a factor in our forecast, at least not as of 10 a.m. today, Central Time. It will return to hurricane intensity before making landfall. As of right now, they're saying somewhere near Tampa On tomorrow, maybe midday, we are not getting an abundance of the traditional dry side of the hurricane, dry air that's going to help with our rain pattern. But all the rain that we're going to have for the next 10 days is not associated with this tropical system. This has been unbelievable. Most of us, if you can see me right now, most of us have gotten an entire year worth of rainfall as of the last week of May. So we did an entire year in 6 months, and more to come. And I don't know what we can do about it, but we do have to be careful, because these little violent bullseyes, as they're calling them, can do some serious damage. They can take down trees, power lines. You could get your car under this water real quickly and get into serious trouble. So be wise wherever you happen to be. If you're in Lafayette or Opelousas or Morgan City or Baton Rouge or New Roads or Slidell or New Orleans, Kenner, Metairie, Chalmette, be very careful, because these pop-ups can be very dangerous. And then the rest of the time, with the 50, 60, 70% chance of rain that we've got for the next 10 days, I guess it just kind of, I don't know about you, but it's part of the misery index for me. I am tired of walking in soggy shoes at least once a day, every day. But no chance that this pattern is going to let up anytime soon, so we're just going to roll with it. You're up to date on the weather. We're going to get you more in just a moment. Stick around for more of Exiles TV.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Welcome back to Exiles TV. Glad to have you along with us. I'm Bill Profita. A couple of public figures that are in the news today, one of which you may not know well, but you will soon. Dr. William Tate has started his first official day as the new president of Louisiana State University. He previously served as executive vice president for academic affairs and provost at the University of South Carolina. Dr. Tate has said that he will spend most of his first day meeting faculty, staff, and students to kind of get to know the place a little bit. he is replacing former LSU interim president Tom Galligan, who has served in that role since January of 2020, after F. King Alexander left to become the president of Oregon State University. Dr. Tate, again, comes from an SEC school, so I think he knows a little bit about how we do things athletically here. And as provost, one of the things that was his charge was academic programs at the University of South Carolina. So we certainly wish him well on his first day, and I'm going to be assuming we're going to be hearing more from him and about him as he gets a little deeper into his role. First day of work as the president of LSU. I mean, they did a very exhaustive search for this president. It's got to be an interesting first day at work. In other news, former governor Edwin Edwards decided to place himself in hospice care yesterday. He will be undergoing or will be receiving hospice care at his home in Gonzales. This was precipitated after an ambulance ride to St. Elizabeth Hospital in Gonzales, according to a statement released by he and his wife. Edwards had complained of significant pain in his right lung, and that's what brought him to the hospital. Now, here is what they have said in their statement. This is quoting his wife. His blood oxygen and blood pressure were both low, and we made the decision to go to the hospital out of an abundance of caution, said his wife, Trina Edwards. His strength has been failing in recent weeks, but Edwin has always rallied back in the past, and we're praying for that again. Doctors gave him a battery of tests at St. Elizabeth Hospital in Gonzales, including x-rays and a CAT scan of both lungs. The tests revealed nothing. Now, here is what Edwin himself had to say about this decision. Since I have been in and out of hospitals in recent years with pneumonia and other respiratory problems, causing a lot of people a lot of trouble, I have decided to retain the services of qualified hospice doctors and nurses at my home. While people assume hospice means that I'm dying, I assure everyone it's simply a matter of good and convenient care that is less trouble for everyone. I've made no bones that I've considered myself on borrowed time for 20 years, and we each know that all this fun has to end at some point. But it won't be any time soon for me. In fact, I am planning my 95th birthday party for next summer, and I hope you'll come. Now, Edwin Edwards is Louisiana's only four-term governor. He served from 1972 to 1980, 1984 to 1988, and 1992 to 1996. He is also, by the way, a former naval aviator, a congressman, and state senator. Politically, I don't care how you feel about Edwin Edwards politically, but you got to admire this guy. He has always got something to say, and it's usually quite humorous. Don't assume that I'm dying. This is just a lot easier to get the kind of health care I need. Well, Edwin, gotta say, gotta kind of admire you on this one, and I hope you do make it to your 95th birthday party, simply because I can't wait to see what that is going to be like. Edwin Edwards entering hospice care at home, not in a hospital facility or a hospice facility, but at home. We'll see what happens in the next chapter. Real quickly, the big crime story today is what happened in New Orleans over this weekend. While Baton Rouge had enough crime to go around this weekend, we had a fatal accident at Essen and I-10 at the beginning of the weekend. We had someone that was found dead in the parking lot of an apartment complex yesterday afternoon, and police are still investigating. But one of the things that is really, really striking right now in our crime report here in Baton Rouge, city police are investigating an incident that left a juvenile injured Sunday night. Around 11:45 p.m., a vehicle containing several kids, several juveniles, struck by gunfire in the 5000 block of Dutton Avenue, and I believe that is near the Hollywood Street intersection. According to the cops, one of the victims, a girl, was injured and was taken to an area with non-life-threatening injuries. We do know multiple shots were fired directly into that car. But that is all we know. The police are investigating. They, of course, would like to see more help from the citizens at large, but we just don't have too much to go on. But once again, fortunately, nobody died in this incident, but unfortunately, it's another example in this city of a kid getting hit by gunfire in one of these apparently random acts of violence. I don't think anybody believes that this juvenile that was injured was the intended target. So more of that as it comes along. A brief break. We'll be back in a moment on Exiles TV. Please stick around.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with the Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
This is State Treasurer John Schroeder urging you to check your mailbox. We just mailed out $4.5 million of unclaimed property checks to people across Louisiana. Unclaimed property is lost money turned over to the Department of Treasury so we can return it to you. The process is so easy, you can claim it right from your phone. Check for yourself, check for your family, and don't forget to check your businesses. This is your money. Claim it. Check your mailbox. And cash your check. It's that easy.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
The selection is deep, and the time to get a used car is right now from the Team Automotive Group. Shop and save on over 125 certified vehicles and choose from more than 700 pre-owned vehicles at any of our team locations. Or log on anytime at teamautouse.com.
Welcome back to Exiles TV. Glad to have you with us. I hope you all had a lovely 4th of July. I know I ate a little too much, but it's kind of what it's for, isn't it? Normally, we spend a lot of time talking about the violent crime and gun death rate in Baton Rouge because it has been startling up to this point this year. But as I always try to mention, New Orleans is not far behind, giving us a run for our money. Over the 4th of July weekend in the city of New Orleans, okay, this is not the whole metro area, just the city of New Orleans, 13 people were shot and 1 killed Saturday and Sunday. We're not even counting Friday as part of this weekend. 13 people shot. The first one on Saturday at 1:53 in the morning. Well, they tried to work Friday in, didn't they? They were just almost 2 hours late. At the intersection of Clouet and North Claiborne Avenue, that was not fatal. A few hours later, 4:30 in the morning on Saturday, the 5800 of Reed Boulevard, if I remember my New Orleans geography correctly, that is New Orleans East. At 2:01 p.m. that same day, this is Saturday now, according to NOPD, a man was shot at the intersection of Broad Avenue and Washington. Now that, I'm pretty sure, is in the Garden District. Just after midnight, the morning of July 4th, a man was shot at an unknown location and got himself to the hospital. They don't have any details on that one. At 3:25 in the morning, a man was shot in the 2000 block of St. Roch Avenue. At 3:30 in the morning, a woman was shot at the intersection of I-10 West and Orleans Avenue. At noon, 2 men shot in the 3100 block of South Carrollton Avenue. One of the victims died at the scene. The other is in critical condition as of this morning. At 9:33 p.m., a woman was shot in the 12,000 block of the North I-10 Service Road. On Monday, July 5th, which was the official work holiday for most people, 4 more people shot. 2 people, man and a woman, in the 5700 block of North Claiborne. A man walking down Bourbon Street said, "I hear shots." And after his friends looked at him and saw the blood, they realized that he himself had been struck by gunfire. Another man shot in the 1400 block of Mandeville Street. As always, NOPD is asking for your help. In the New Orleans area, you can call Crime Stoppers, 822-1111, 822-1111. That is, that's a pretty high bullet count and a pretty high injury count. Now, one of the good things we've got going on, I hear this from law enforcement authorities all the time, is that we've got really bad shots and we've got really good emergency room care so that we are not having the high number of fatalities that we normally do. But the New Orleans area has got us hopping just like the Baton Rouge area. So that is a part of our crime report for today. Going to take a quick break now. When we come back, Louisiana State Police joins us. Trooper First Class Taylor Scrantz. Did you notice you didn't hear a lot about fatal car wrecks over this 4th of July weekend? Did you notice you didn't hear record number of DWIs? Apparently we're doing a few things right in the state of Louisiana. We'll be back. We'll talk with LSP about how we did over this long holiday weekend in a moment on Exiles TV. Stick around.
Vallelo's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Vallelo's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with the Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
The first big sale of the year is here. The Dream Garage Spring Event is underway at Team Honda. For the first time ever, get $12.50 customer cash on every new 21 Passport, or get 0% for 60 months on every new 21 Pilot at Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer, Team Honda.
This is State Treasurer John Schroeder urging you to check your mailbox. We just mailed out $4.5 million of unclaimed property checks to people across Louisiana. Unclaimed property is lost money turned over to the Department of Treasury so we can return it to you. The process is so easy, you can claim it right from your phone. Check for yourself, check for your family, and don't forget to check your businesses. This is your money. Claim it. Check your mailbox. And cash your check. It's that easy.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Welcome back to Exiles TV. Glad to have you along with us. I'm Bill Profita. The gentleman sitting beside me, Trooper First Class Taylor Scrantz with Louisiana State Police. And I hope I'm right about this, Trooper. We did not have, while we got people shooting things up in New Orleans, we had shootings in Baton Rouge, and we had a fatal car accident at I-10 and Esseline that I think was car pedestrian. I didn't see 80 people arrested for DWI over the weekend. It looks like we're doing a little bit better.
We did much better. We only had 7 DWIs.
7?
7. So that's, we had an initiative going on, it's called 10-8 on 10 with Alabama Highway Patrol as well as Mississippi State Police and Louisiana State Police. And pretty much it was an initiative to stop egregious violators on Interstate 10. And during that detail, we wrote over 600 speeding tickets, several reckless operation tickets, arrested 7 people for DWI, and we worked a multitude of crashes. Only 9 of those crashes happened to be fatal, though.
Pick up any drugs?
Yeah, so we had several drug arrests as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of become a corridor, just like I-95 up the East Coast. But so this started in Alabama, went through Mississippi, and on into Louisiana.
Yeah, so we work in correlation with the other 2 agencies, and the main goal is to keep everyone safe during the 4th of July holiday. Inherently, that holiday is one of the deadliest holidays in our state due to the increase in travel, as well as everyone knows that people are drinking and sometimes make the poor decision of getting behind the wheel.
Well, and I think we had the added lack of benefit of everybody's been cooped up for well over a year, and this was the first real let's get together and party holiday where everybody's kind of been in the clear.
Right, yeah, we had a beautiful weekend weather-wise. I know we had a little scattered thunderstorms, and for the most part, the weather was clear in the Baton Rouge region. And I can say at Troop A alone, we didn't work any fatal crashes over the 4th of July weekend for Troop A alone. Across the state, obviously, we did. We worked 9. And that's about the same as it was last year for the 4th of July holiday.
But that's very interesting. So we did not have a single fatal crash in Troop A?
No, sir, not in the 9 parishes covered by Troop A.
Wow.
For state police.
That is good news.
Very good news.
That is very good news. What kind of numbers do we have on DWIs compared to last year?
Yeah, we were much lower this year. Last year we were in the mid-20s, and this year we're at only 7. So that's a significant decrease in DWI arrest.
That is a decrease.
I will say we are astronomically higher in speeding tickets on Interstate 10. Like I said, we wrote over 600 tickets in 3 days between the guys that working on Interstate 10 for Louisiana State Police.
Listen, you guys get Bluebonnet Boulevard here in Baton Rouge. I'll bet you could write 60 speeding tickets a day on Bluebonnet Boulevard.
Yeah, so we still, and I've talked about this prior in the past, we're still having a lot of speeders on I-10 at Highland Road due to the recent expansion, and a lot of those speeders are going in excess of 100 miles per hour.
That's crazy.
Yeah, yes, sir. So for all those that are listening today, please know that we are out there working speed detail at that particular location, and if you are caught going over 100 miles per hour, you obviously could face a criminal charge of reckless operation.
See, that's not good at all. Your insurance goes up and you could actually do jail time.
You could, depending on the judge, yes, sir.
So, when you all decide that you need to work a certain area for speeders, do you kind of flood the area? Can people see you? They know you're there, and a lot of those people get the message and they slow down. And I'm always amazed. I saw one on Segan Lane last Thursday. There were 2 sheriff's units and 2 state units that were obviously working speeding. And a sheriff's unit had somebody pulled over, and a guy in a Ford F-150 just roared out of Riga Road right past this marked sheriff's unit, gunned it, looked like he gave him the finger, and didn't see the sheriff's, I'm not kidding, didn't see the sheriff's unit that was waiting to pick up his next speeder. And that unit was on him like white on rice about 15 seconds after he peeled out, which is also illegal, right next to the vehicle that's all lit up and has somebody stop. Are people really that stupid?
Well, everybody makes a poor decision every once in a while, but yeah, as far as the moving over, in all seriousness, whenever you see emergency lights activated on the shoulder of a roadway, it's, first of all, it's the law to move over, and second of all, it keeps us safe and it keeps the person we have stopped safe as well. And yet, to answer your previous question, we do saturation details, and obviously that's our discretion whether we're going to write a ticket or not, and that's not our main goal. Our main goal is obviously to make the roadway safe and educate our drivers.
When you're running these kind of things, it's just a pet peeve with me when you hear about fatal accidents and you hear that somebody died because they were ejected from the vehicle, they were not wearing their seatbelt. And I may be wrong, but I always think that's somebody that could be alive and talking today. Are you still seeing a lot of people that are going to get that second ticket for not having their seatbelt?
Yes, sir. So not every crash is survivable, but the percentage of surviving a crash astronomically go up whenever you are properly restrained. And when you get ejected from the vehicle, it's very hard to survive that. That's a lot of blunt force trauma on your organs and on your body. But yeah, to answer your question, we've written multiple seatbelt tickets, 6 and 7 offenses, and we're not there to ruin anyone's day. We're just really encouraging people to be properly restrained on the roadways for their safety.
I know you all are very data driven with this kind of thing. And again, I would hate for you to tell me, oh, Bill, you're so wrong. But if I am, please do. It seems that for the most part, at least in South Louisiana, we're getting a little better. We are not doing as much speeding. We are not doing as much drinking and driving. We are not doing as much having your kids standing on the passenger seat instead of being in an approved child safety seat. Are we actually finally getting a little better in our region?
We are, statistically speaking, as far as impaired driving and speeding goes, it has gone down. However, we're still seeing those violations, and unfortunately those violations are resulting in deaths. One death We also are part of a program called Destination Zero Deaths, and that's educating the public as well as the high school students on reaching the ultimate goal of having 0 deaths on our highway. And statistically speaking, since I've been a Louisiana State Trooper, we have about 700 deaths a year in our state due to fatal crashes.
That's a lot.
700 people that did not need to die. Yes, sir.
As we move forward in the summer, and we are hearing from everybody, we're hearing the national news, we're hearing AAA saying more people are traveling. You know, more people are going more than 50 miles from home. You know, they're visiting state parks, or they're going to beaches, or they're going to see relatives. And we're seeing a lot more of this, and a lot of it is kind of fun travel. So, you know, they may be going 40 miles from home to see friends, and they may be having 5 or 6 beers, and then saying, "Oh, got to go to work tomorrow morning. It's Sunday." Are you all going to be worried throughout the rest of the summer about people getting behind the wheel when they're impaired, either with alcohol or with fatigue? Because we're kind of out of practice at all this.
Right, yeah, we're going to continue business as we always have, even in the past prior to COVID-19, obviously. We arrest based upon impairment, and we're going to continue to do that. And obviously, we still look for the key contributing factors with impairment: alcohol, drugs, a combination of the two. And our troopers are trained very well to detect impaired drivers. And we're going to continue to operate business as we always have, in a professional manner. And unfortunately, you know, if you make the poor decision to get behind the wheel while you're impaired, obviously you're going to have to be booked in jail on DWI.
Let me ask you this. They are probably going to override the governor's veto of the concealed carry without a permit. That's probably going to happen in the next 4 or 5 months. Louisiana State Police, probably on a per capita, per trooper, you know, per sworn officer, you probably make more traffic stops than anybody. You are out there on the road. You're not sitting in one place. Are you all seeing a lot more guns as you make these traffic stops? Are you worried that if they do override the governor's vehicle, that you're going to be dealing with more armed people in what was, to you, would have been a routine traffic stop? This guy's got a tail light out. I'm going to warn him about it. You know, does it make it a lot more dangerous out there if this is what's going to happen in Louisiana?
Well, you know, in order to get a concealed carry license, obviously you have to go through the class with Louisiana currently. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, due to the fact that it's ongoing legislation, we can't comment on on whatever the governor does or whatever our legislation decides to do. But as troopers, what we're going to do is rely on our training and experience when it comes to concealed carry weapons. And, you know, our goal is obviously to go home every single night.
Yeah.
And for everyone else to go home as well.
Well, and I don't want to speak on your behalf, but, you know, I don't think there is any officer that wants to have to fire their weapon. And, you know, you want to go home at night, you want to make sure your traffic stop either gets their warning or gets their ticket and goes home, and hopefully nobody will do anything foolish. I mean, God forbid somebody that is just trying to be cooperative waves it going, I've got a gun. You know, that's a bad thing to do.
Right, yeah, and that's all part of, obviously, gun education, and that's why we put on concealed carry classes at Louisiana State Police for those who want to exercise the right to concealed carry and do it the proper way. And like I said, you know, every encounter we want to be professional. We want them to go on their way and us to go on their way. You know, obviously they're not going to have the best day after getting a speeding ticket or whatever it may be, but we're not there to ruin anyone's day. We're there to give them driver education. And, you know, more times than not, if you're cooperative, if you're professional with us, you know, you could receive just a verbal warning, and that's something that people forget all the time.
We've had the folks who have the ID in the phone concession, and they say that it seems to be working very well. Are your troopers seeing more people that show you their driver's license with their phone?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we see that a lot nowadays, and you know, that suffices as proof of evidence and or proof of identification. And you know, that's one less thing you have to carry around. I still keep my hard copy on me as well as my phone copy, just for a backup plan.
Well, see, I've got like all my insurance and all that in the phone. I need to get my license in the phone as well. And I understand it's a no-touch deal. You just hold it up for the trooper, and you all don't touch it.
Right, correct. They can scan it.
Pretty cool.
Technology.
Technology is a wonderful thing. Well, I'm glad to have you in with a pleasant report that, on the whole, we're doing a whole lot better on our holiday travel in Louisiana. Let's see if we can make it to Labor Day and do the same thing.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Trooper First Class Taylor Scrantz, who is the Public Information Officer for Troop A, the 9 Parish area centered around Baton Rouge. As always, we're glad to have you with us, and you all be safe out there.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for having us, and our thoughts and prayers are with Kevin as he recovers.
He's getting there. I'll keep you in the loop. I'll put you on the text list. How's that?
Sounds good. Thank you.
We will be back in a moment to wrap it up on Exiles TV. Stick around.
Caught spiders. Premier Pest Services.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Hi, business owners. Phase 3. Woohoo! But do your customers know you're back? Well, that's where the Clarence Bugg Show and Pelican Broadcasting can help. Right now, we've got great rates on advertising packages to help you get the word out. Shoot me an email at bugsclarence@gmail.com. Or better yet, call me up. I'd love to talk with you. 225-485-6839. Let's get together and make Phase 3 the best it can possibly be.
Got termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
Welcome back to Exiles TV. So glad to have you along with us this afternoon again. Here comes the rain. Wherever you happen to be, if you're watching us live, you can see it darkening up, and that, according to the radar, that is all over all of South Louisiana. I'm going to tell you this story because I never ever thought that I would get a chance to do this kind of a story. The Mall of Louisiana on Bluebonnet Boulevard, I think it may well be Louisiana's largest enclosed mall, is currently closed to everyone except firefighters, police officers, and animal control officers. The reason is they just opened last month a place called the Blue Zoo Aquarium inside the Mall of Louisiana. And at about 10:30 this morning, they shut it down because a python named Cara has escaped her enclosure and can't be found. Hand to God. I don't write this stuff, I just read it. And for those of you who know me, you know I do not like snakes. The St. George Fire Department got an urgent request for help this morning at 10:30 to help find Cara the python, according to Eldon Ledoux, the spokesperson. Initially, they closed the entire mall. Now, to give you an idea what that's about, that mall is 1.2 million square feet that they shut down. However, they've got it dialed back now to the wing of the mall near the aquarium. Now, according to Rhonda Swanson, who is the Blue Zoo Chief Marketing Officer, Cara, like all pythons, is not venomous. That's right. The way they kill is they squeeze the life out of you. That's just an aside. You don't have to worry about getting bit. Just don't give them a hug. You may not survive it. But according to Rhonda, Cara is, quote, a very sweet snake. And the reason they have asked for help and the reason they have got things closed down is they're guarding against her being harmed somehow while she is loose. According to Ms. Swanson, again, the chief marketing officer for the Blue Zoo Aquarium, we want to protect the snake as best we can. Now, they opened this year, I think only about three and a half months ago. The reporters who are at the scene, by the way, I think this is interesting. They're being held in a toddler play area. Now, here's the question. If you're called out there because there is a python loose inside the mall, do you really want to go to that play area where they've got all those benches that have all those nooks and crannies and all those little slides and those little things that look like mushrooms that you can ride? That is not where I would like to be while the giant python is loose inside the Mall of Louisiana. But it is what it is. I sent a text message a few minutes ago to see if they had found Cara, the very sweet, very gentle python, and I've not gotten a reply. So I'm going to guess they're still looking very, very busy, and they don't have time to return my texts. But anyway, if you're thinking about, maybe running into Mall, Louisiana to see what's on sale at the Gap, or to run through Dillard's and see what's happening there, you may have to wait a little while. Now, again, this report is a very late-breaking report, and I'm still trying to figure out, let me see if it's changing. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what part of the mall that they now have open and what part of the mall they now have closed. Let's see, bear with me real quickly before we go to the break, and I will try to get this scoped out for you and see if we can actually figure out what is what, because I'm sure there are merchants that are open. Let's see here. Well, they've got it down now. They figure the mall can open, okay? So according to St. George Fire Department, the Mall of Louisiana itself is not closed. Only the Blue Zoo area is closed. So you can now shop at Mall of Louisiana without fear of reaching into a stack of sale t-shirts and coming out with a python wrapped around your arm. Would that be a bad day or what? But anyway, so they have reopened the shopping areas. Now, the Blue Zoo is in that area down by Dillard's, and it took a great big part of the footprint of the mall. So this is still a very, very large area that you do not have access to. I think it took up the space that probably 8 or 10 specialty stores were in. But as far as like Macy's and JCPenney and all that area, that has been reopened. But the Blue Zoo area is still closed because they're looking for Kara, the sweet, gentle python. Oh, by the way, she's a Burmese python. I believe the Burmese pythons are the ones that have that pretty greenish yellow color. And she is part of their snake education shows. Yeah. Back in a moment to wrap it up on Exiles TV.
Caught spiders. Premier Pest Services.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to greystonecountryclub.com.
Hi, business owners. Phase 3. Woohoo! But do your customers know you're back? Well, that's where the Clarence Bugg Show and Pelican Broadcasting can help. Right now, we've got great rates on advertising packages to help you get the word out. Shoot me an email at bugsclarence@gmail.com. Or better yet, call me up. I'd love to talk with you. 225-485-6839. Let's get together and make Phase 3 the best it can possibly be.
Got termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
Welcome back to Exiles TV. Well. We have been talking about the pride of Amite, Louisiana. Britney Spears, over the last couple of weeks, wanted to have her conservatorship of her finances removed. I guess dropping F-bombs in front of the judge at the hearing probably doesn't help much with that. But a longtime member of her team has told CNN News that she is retiring and he's resigning. Her very first manager, Larry Rudolph, filed his former resignation with Jamie Spears, Britney's father, and her co-conservator, Jody Montgomery, yesterday, saying that he hadn't spoken to Britney in 2.5 years, which is when she went on a, quote, indefinite work hiatus. Now, Larry Rudolph was the man who engineered Britney's 6-album deal at the age of 16, which basically propelled her to the stardom that she has enjoyed since that very time. He was fired by her sometime a few years ago, but when Jamie Spears, her dad, had her interdicted and said she could not manage her affairs and make work decisions properly, Jamie Spears reinstated Rudolph as her manager. His resignation said this: "Earlier today, I became aware that Britney has been voicing her intention to officially retire. As her manager, I believe it is in Brittany's best interest for me to resign from her team, as my professional services are no longer needed. I will always be incredibly proud of what we accomplished over our 25 years together. I wish Brittany all the health and happiness in the world, and I'll be there for her if she ever needs me again, just as I always have been. He also said that part of his decision to part ways with Britney Spears, it comes in the aftermath of the waves she made in the media by publicly calling the terms of her conservatorship with her dad and Jody Montgomery abusive, and comparing her father's treatment of her to that of a sex trafficker with those under his control. I have a feeling that he sees, as a professional manager who got her some great deals, and after her performance in front of the judge, what was that, week and a half, 2 weeks ago? I think he sees that her indefinite work hiatus is going to end up being a permanent work hiatus anyway. And I think he still needs to salvage what's left of his career and part company. So Brittany is going to be retiring. What an interesting world we live in. That is going to do it for Exiles TV today. We hope that you will join us for our next broadcast. Remember, the replay at 10 o'clock tonight and every night, and we hope to see you again then. In the meantime, stay safe, stay cool, and stay dry. We'll see you next time on Exiles TV.